Welcome, Mr. Innocent, Executive Director of the Nile Basin Initiative. Welcome in this interview. We know that this week there has been an international workshop called Major Experts in the Nile Basin from around the world, and they just convened here in Madani on rotational basis. And what happened in this workshop, and you just tell us, please.
Okay, thank you, Yassin, for this interview. As you said, we were here at Madani in Sudan. The topic of the workshop was about land and water investment projects. It is really a topic of high interest for member countries. We realize that there is a very big potential for land, for investment in land, especially in Sudan. And also we are seeing many companies, many national, regional, and even international coming, willing to invest here. And of course there were some discussions. Some are seeing it as a threat, but also others seeing it as an opportunity. I'm seeing as an opportunity as far as it can contribute to addressing the food security problem in the basin. But it can also be a threat for the region, especially the Nile Basin, if the investments are rather oriented to other agricultural products like biofuel, carbon credit. These are things which are not really contributing to food security in the basin. I think this is what I saw, but it was also an opportunity to touch other issues and investment. It was an opportunity to discuss about the GERD, which has been an issue for discussion between the Eastern Nile countries. We had a good presentation from researchers. And it was really very enlightening because it showed that though people have been thinking that it can be a threat for downstream countries, but it proved to be rather more beneficial to downstream countries. And I think these are the kind of discussion we would like to see even in future, because they can then inform decision makers and help solving some issues arising among Nile Basin countries. But overall, there was really, I think, all the participants underscored the importance of cooperation, be in investment, be in overall water resource management. All, I think we need to get together, to plan together, but also to invest in a coordinated manner to ensure that the Nile water resources are used and managed sustainably. There were also other topics, interesting topics about the contribution of the media. It was very interesting because the media complained that they had not been really involved in the past, and they were just called the last minute, asked to maybe to help in disseminating information. But I think this time we all agree that they should be involved right from the beginning, so that they own the whole process and they can easily communicate to the public. Finally, I think we also discussed what can be the contribution to science, researchers, to decision making. And as it was the case here, we realized that really researchers can make a big contribution because they can use their science to explore issues more deeply and more scientifically, and then use their result to inform decision makers, so that any decision made is really evidence-based and it's well informed. I think overall this is what we had in the last 2 days. And I think it's very beneficial because, of course, the role of Nile Basin was very much highlighted as a platform for dialogue, part of cooperation in Nile Basin country. And for that purpose, it was requested that Nile Basin contribute to establishing a kind of repository for all the publication on the Nile water, and then inform, make it available to whoever would like to write on the Nile, that it has enough information and won't want and don't do duplication of research of things which are already done. I think
the workshop was focusing only on the eastern Nile, and it was engaging only Ethiopia, Sudan and Egypt, and to some extent South Sudan. How do you correlate this to the rest of the basin members, and what role can this play in major regional integration or cooperation?
Of course, as you know, NBI has 3 centers: the Nile Secretariat itself, but also 2 centers, the Eastern Nile and the Nile Equatorial Lake Program. Of course, this particular workshop was on Eastern Nile, but I can see also other similar workshop being organized in the Nile region. But of course, the Eastern Nile has its own importance because most of, I would say, more than 75% of the Nile water comes from there. So you understand how that area is very important for development.
Okay, thank you very much. I know that you are now traveling, so we wish you safe trip, and myself also. Thank you.
Thank you very much.